America did not get to watch Rupert Murdoch, Rupee, raise his right hand and swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The country did not get to see testimony from Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson. They did not get any mea culpas under oath. What the country did get to see is a $787.5 million concession from Fox, a nearly $788 million payout that suggests Fox was scared of what awaited the company at trial, a price tag big enough that it verges on something that a lot of people have been searching for a long time: accountability. And it wasn't just the money. There were also the texts and the emails and the depositions. Yesterday, we learned that Dominion waited until the very last minute to settle, despite early offers from Fox, because Dominion wanted to make public as much evidence as possible about Fox's false election claims.
Well, for us, the first thing was we wanted to make sure that we had the time for all the truth to come out. We were not willing to settle until the reams of information that we were able to gain through the discovery process had an opportunity to see the daylight. That was a very, very important thing for us.
It may not be Tucker Carlson looking straight into the camera and admitting that he lied over and over again about the 2020 election, as Stephen Colbert would like it, but it feels an awful lot like accountability season may be starting. Look at what's happening down in Washington, D.C. According to the Justice Department, as of April 6th, over 1,000 defendants in the U.S. Capitol attack have been arrested, including this man here, Dominic Pizzola, a member of the Proud Boys, who today, by the way, blamed the police for stirring up the crowd. Or this man, Christopher Alberts, who was armed with a concealed firearm when he charged at police at the Capitol. Today, Mr. Alberts was found guilty on all 9 counts. Sure looks like accountability. And then there are the central players in that same plot, the architects of the big lie. Yesterday in Georgia, District Attorney Fani Willis, who is investigating Trump's attempts to overturn the results of the 2020 election in her state, she filed a motion to disqualify the lawyer who is representing 10 of the state's fake Republican electors. Now, some of the information in Ms. Willis's motion, some of the information suggests that some of those fake electors may just be looking at cooperating with the DA, which could spell trouble for the Georgia Republican Party and trouble for Donald Trump in particular. And then today, we learned that Boris Epshteyn, a top Trump advisor and a semi-kind of personal lawyer for Trump, is scheduled to be interviewed tomorrow by prosecutors in the special counsel's office. It's unclear whether Mr. Epshteyn is being interviewed on the subject of January 6th or on Mar-a-Lago or on both of those things. But given his role in the Trump universe, this is a significant development in a significant set of investigations. So the big wheels on the Accountability Roadshow, they do indeed seem to be turning. But that does not mean that some people will not do everything in their power to grind this movement to a halt. Some people, like Congressman Jim Jordan, who is now the chair of the House Judiciary Committee and head of the apparently ironically named Subcommittee on the Weaponization of the Federal Government. Chairman Jordan is doing something fairly unusual, maybe even unconstitutional, to put a stop to all of this accountability. He is directly interfering in currently the only criminal indictment against Donald Trump.